Hey, Spitwats, this next episode is probably in our top 50 best episodes.
Oh,
top
most
75
certainly.
episodes
Certainly.
we've ever done. It could be as high as number 1 overall. I don't know.
It is. I can speak to that.
It hasn't happened
yet.
yet.
It is in that range.
Wait, we haven't had a number 1?
Oh, no, the show that we're about to do. It's about to happen, Mike.
Okay.
Now, hold on a second. Before we jump into that, I want to remind you, you can support the show if you enjoy it, if you're on your long journey through all the episodes and you want to say, hey, I love this. I want more. And I don't want any ads. And I want to listen to shows ahead of everybody else.
It's my show and I want it now.
You can support the show by going to jointhespit.com and becoming an official Spitwad. Head over there right now.
What happens when 3 buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Oh no, hey ho, wee wee, badingity, ouch!
Okay, all right. Badingity ouch.
I get it. I totally get it. But I'm going to be honest. The only thing I heard was wee wee. That's it. That was it. I mean, you had a wee wee in there,
Yeah.
and my child brain could.
Did you go all the way home, or did you go into a urine joke?
I went to a urine joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome into the Spitballers. We're back again.
We are.
And if you think we've run out of material, you can tell from that scat. No way, no how. I mean, that was original.
When in doubt, hit him with a badingy.
And a wee wee. We've got Would You Rather? That's a great question. And we are drafting Daredevil activities, adrenaline junkie type of things. What are the best ones? I don't know if I would classify any of the 3 of us as adrenaline junkies.
No.
Yeah, certainly not. I mean, when I look at this list, I'm looking at this list, and when I'm seeing all the different things that psychopaths do,
Right.
I'm not looking at any of them as like, this is what I want to do.
Oh, really? My list is going to be stuff that I wish that I had the intestinal fortitude to do.
Yeah, I mean, I know who I am, so I look at this list and I go, oh, that's for crazy people. That's a good one.
There are things that if you took away my responsibilities as a father, I would immediately do. There are a handful of those. I've even said, like, I think I would like being a motorcycle guy. Like, I think I would enjoy riding but I will never do that because that is a license to die. So,
yes.
I mean, and I have a family.
Looking at my list, there are 3 things that I would actively want to do, and the rest are all
Okay.
too much for this guy.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. None of us are actively doing adrenaline jumping things, but this will be a very fun draft. There are a lot of things out there that sound pretty exciting if you have the intestinal fortitude. All right, let's do some Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
All righty. Blake from Patreon. Would you rather live right next to a huge arena or the airport? So huge arena implications, crowds, constant, unending crowds, noise, traffic. You're not gonna get out of where you live.
Okay,
and be able,
I went
during
immediately.
those times.
I went right to the noise, and I was like,
Yeah.
Well, like arena? I know you can kind of hear the music on the outside, but not too bad. Meanwhile, the airport is going to be a disaster of just jets nonstop. But you're right, Andy. Like, if you lived out by a huge arena, there will always be huge events, which means huge crowds all the time.
Traffic is the number one problem here, because when you have a huge arena event, and it's not every night, you might have
most nights.
But you might have some nights off. But when there is something going on in that arena, just making it home. Just
you
can't get through that area is exclusively for people coming and going from the arena. If you live there, I'm so sorry, you may not participate in your home.
People looking at my calendar because I'll have all the arena events in my calendar. Like, whoa, Mike, Well, you go to a lot of shows. And you're like, no, that means do not leave my house.
Now, I've thought it would be really neat to live directly next door to, like, just me, like the baseball stadium, because I could walk to games and walk home. So if you're a fan of that specific sport,
right.
I'd be in. But I even thought about this past Christmas. There's a neighborhood in Sun City Grand that is just everybody lights it up. It's just it's a on-demand attraction, a full neighborhood, and we go and there's cars. I mean, you can't get into it. People are walking it, and I couldn't help but thinking the entire time, how do these people leave their home or go to
Right.
their house? It would take them 30 minutes to get from the entrance of the neighborhood to their driveway, and God forbid they want to leave again and need to go to the store.
Yeah, you think you want to live on the street that has like
Where it's happening.
the happening house, like there's 2 or 3 of them, and these are the houses that get written up in the papers of everyone goes out to the voyage to sightsee and see the Christmas lights. That sounds like a tragedy of a neighborhood.
Agreed.
Now, I still can see a lot of benefits, though, to being by the stadium. Andy, you brought up, like, season tickets for a sporting event. You just walk across the street and come back, especially something stupid like baseball that has, like, 700 games. You'd need to be close to the arena to take advantage of that, or you want to be able to Airbnb your place. Oh, I'm right by the big event location. I can make money parking lot. You park right in my front yard. Now, $20 a night. There are some advantages to being there. I can't think of, other than like getting to the airport early, I cannot think of any possible redeemable quality of being near not only the noise and the hustle and the bustle, but like there's got to be some level of danger being right next to an airport too, right?
Fine.
Well, now that we've read the story where they drop the refuse on people's houses, so the planes could be doing that. I only tried to paint the bad picture of the arena on purpose because the picture of being near the airport is a disaster. I mean, we live in a neighborhood, all 3 of us, where there's an Air Force base is 50 miles away, and the air jet. Now maybe it's different with commercial airliners versus F-16s flying over your head every once in a while, but it seems like twice a month they decide we're gonna do.
Oh yeah,
it's called the bedtime ride.
It's called night training, my friend.
And it's when everybody is nestled in their beds, they're going to try to blow the roofs off of every house. And it just...
So then your windows are shaking, and you're like, we're under attack. Oh,
and
no,
you can't sleep. You can't sleep through that. You get woken
Oh,
up.
yes, I can, brother.
Oh,
I didn't even know we lived near an Air Force base until I was out in my pool at night, and I was like, oh, that's very loud.
okay,
No,
so
I'm
you
asleep,
can live by
no
the
problem.
airport.
I can live by a train. I can live by an airport. So long as
my
I'm
gosh.
asleep, I'm good.
I do not understand these jets, though. I will say one of the benefits, like when you hear them coming and you're outside, it's pretty cool to see the jets going overhead.
Yeah,
they're so fast. But I don't understand is, like, I mean, look, not a fighter pilot. They all look the same. Like, they're all just, these are military jets. Every once in a while you'll see the giant plane, but the jets, and they all look like they're all at the same height, and yet the difference in noise from jet to jet is like 100 decibels.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll just be a light rumbling, and you'll look up and they're very low. Sometimes you'll look up and they're very high, and you feel like your house is going to fall down to the ground. Do you have any idea what's going on there?
That's engine trouble. That's that they're going to need to fine tune. That's really how they find out that they're having problem with their military equipment. They take a flight and they go, that was too loud.
put in the loud engines.
That's because do any of the fighter jet pilots do the thing with like the dumb teenagers with their car? And yes, I'm not afraid
the
to
muffler,
say it,
the
where
muffler.
they're like, my car is the loudest car on the road, and that makes it the best. I've never understood this thinking, even when I was a dumb teenager. But
the pilots get out with the big metal chains tied to their big old jeans.
Like, do any fighter pilots do that? They're like, have you heard my plane? It's the loudest plane in the Air Force.
I put on this aftermarket exhaust on my jet. Check this out.
This thing cost me $3 million.
Wouldn't you think that the part of being a fighter pilot and being in a jet is some stealth? I mean, aren't we supposed to have stealth planes? Like,
yes.
I don't want to know that I live near one.
How did you know I was coming?
I guess I'm gonna.
Heard you 30 minutes ago.
I guess I'm gonna live. I have to live near the arena. There's some redeeming qualities, and there's no jets.
Yeah, for sure. This
Yes.
is a layup. No one, and I apologize if you live near an airport. End of sentence. I just apologize. I'm so sorry for you.
Marshall from the website. Would you rather be a high school teacher
Worst question.
or a clown?
Oh, that's a good question, Marshall. Would you rather be a high school teacher or a clown?
So I
Oh, man.
from time to time, especially when there are quarantine universes where we live in, and sometimes we're at home and have nothing to do, I browse the old Ask Reddit thread. Okay, not that I prescribe that to the world, but
Right.
and people ask questions of all sorts, and this ties in here where one of the questions they asked was, what was something you did as an immature high school student to a teacher that you regret? And so there were stories, and they're upvoted, and that, you know, and some of the things that these half adults did to these teachers, including they would locking them into closets in the middle of class.
Psychopaths.
And then these teachers are stuck there until the next class where they come out crying.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
Yeah.
Because
I
people
don't think that's
not,
the norm, though.
No,
right?
that's not the norm, but
they ain't treated well. They're not treated well.
Yeah, for the entire population, that is definitely not the norm. But I mean, you knew some of those kids when you were in high school. You're like because it only takes one or two of them, and then something like that class is ruined because you have that one kid in your class.
Yeah, but being a clown, this is another one of those airport questions where it's like, let's try to talk about what's bad about being a teacher.
You'll be a elite juggler.
Some people like the clowns. They want to go see the clowns.
Some people do. I think that
people like clowns?
Over time, I think that we're on the downslide of people liking clowns.
It's a bear market for clowns.
like honest question. Who likes clowns? If you're over 5 years old, who likes clowns?
Not many people, but that's a big demographic there.
It's
like saying who likes diapers, Jason. I mean, there's still a lot of capitalism to be had there.
I was giving a benefit of the doubt that they're all under 5. I do not think everyone under 5 likes clowns. Okay, they all need diapers, but I don't think that just because you're under 5. I think 2-year-olds can look at a man dressed like a clown and say, "I'm afraid, Daddy."
That's to say, bear market for funny clowns, but bull market for scary clowns. Like that's very happening.
That's true.
I think too under 5. I think it's almost 100% hit rate on liking clowns, because think about it. They haven't been introduced to scary clowns,
right?
And it's just a silly nose and big shoes, and that's just funny.
But what's like the last? Who's the last big clown that made it?
Other than Bozo? Bozo's the big one.
Bozo the clown. Like, is that a real clown? Because I know that name, like Bozo the clown.
Yes, there was a Bozo the clown show.
Oh, that was real.
Yes, it was. Not only was it a real show, but they had a game where there were like buckets in front of you, and you had to throw ping pong balls into them, and then that turned into a ticket game at your local pizza parlor.
Oh my gosh! I just googled Bozo the clown.
Krusty the clown.
Bozo the clown is flipping terrifying.
He's got the ball down the middle, and then the two giant triangles.
Yeah, with the eyebrows that are.
Oh, I don't remember his eyebrows.
Oh man, the eyebrows are the problem. This clown has some skeletons in the closet, man.
Clowns seem like
actual real skeletons.
Right, that's what I'm saying. This is not a metaphor. I'm saying he has skeletons in his closet. Police, please go look at the closet.
Oh my gosh. Clowns do feel like the entertainment version of Jax as the game. Like this is what people were more entertained. Like back then, you weren't flipping on the TV or anything like that. So it's like, okay, somebody paint your face and dance around. All right, that's funny. Right? I mean, so I don't think it's.
Oh my goodness!
To be one though, that's got it. People laughing at you. They enjoy your presence, right?
I want you to guess. When did Bozo the clown stop? Like when were they done doing the show?
I'm guessing the 50s.
1728. No, honest answer, I'm guessing 1970.
The final taping, a 90-minute, and this is just Google. This is just the quick Google. Final taping, a 90-minute primetime special titled Bozo, 40 Years of Fun, was taped on June 12th, 2001. What? What?
I mean,
Bozo the Clown was still around when we were graduating?
there had to have been multiple Bozos that wore that clown
like
costume.
a Gallagher situation that like the brother bought the act.
Can I ask a question?
Sure,
Is there a child out there named Bozo?
for sure.
There's
a lot of bad parents.
Okay.
I mean,
So
a lot of bad
what's
parents.
your
One of
vote
them
here?
has to name their child. There's no way I'm being a clown. I can't find one redeemable quality of the only good thing about wearing a clown is that the clown makeup can hide who you are.
Right.
Because you don't want people knowing you're a clown. There are so many good things about high school teachers. I think there was a minute where I wanted to be a high school teacher. No, I would never be a clown.
All right, I've dug deeper.
Oh,
Thank
boy.
you.
There were definitely multiple Bozo the Clowns, and now
Like Spider-Man's.
Yes. There is a multiverse with many Bozo the Clowns where they could all unite together. But now the proud owner of the rights to Bozo the Clown is in fact David Arquette.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. This is the actor from Scream?
Yes.
Okay, so
He owns the rights to Bozo the Clown?
According to the Bozo Wikipedia, he purchased Bozo the Clown, the character from Larry Harmon Pictures in 2021.
for $12
How much?
and 39 cents.
It does not say.
Is he waiting to roll out a feature film?
I don't know. Now,
Wow.
what?
I'm going to vote for the high school teacher, too. I wanted to be a teacher once. I don't know how bad it is now. I know you don't get paid and you get made fun of.
Yeah.
And you do... It's hard because I think we had, we had teachers we liked, and maybe we think we'll be that teacher to people.
Yeah, every once in a while you will make a connection with a student, and you'll know that you have changed their life drastically for the better. It will happen.
That's true. That's redeemable. But can't you do that as a clown? Like inspire the
No,
next generation
you
of
cannot.
Okay,
of
this is
You
this,
can inspire fear.
this is real. David Arquette really definitely bought the rights to Bozo. He said he fell in love with Bozo the Clown, and this is a quote. Here we go. Quote, "There's a lot of rebuilding we need to do for the love of clowns in general," says Arquette. You got that one right. You better get to work. Hope you're blue collar because you got a lot of work to do rebuilding the love of clowns.
Let
in
it
general.
die, man.
Yeah.
Let it die. It doesn't
Oh,
need to
man.
be back.
Oh,
They're
Dave.
like VHS tapes is also out there.
Oh,
saying
yeah.
we got to rebuild.
I hope this whole thing, I genuinely hope that this whole David Arquette buying Bozo, this is fresh. This is 2021. I really, really hope that this whole, he's painting Big Bozo the Clown pictures in Brooklyn and trying to rebrand clowns. They are coming out with a Scream 5. And I hope that he just bought the rights to just make him into a monster in that movie.
Oh,
And that this is all a game because, David,
he own-
know the truth. Clowns are creepy.
Does he own Blockbuster?
I don't know, but we have another Bozo factoid here, fellas.
Oh, let's have
We've
it.
got to move on from Bozo.
Never.
One of the performers that was Bozo the Clown for 3 years was, in fact, Willard Scott.
Really?
You remember the weather guy?
I love Willard
from
Scott.
the Today Show. Yeah, apparently he was Bozo the Clown at one point.
All right. We are moving on from Bozo. I can't let this go
We'll
on
come back
any
later.
further.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I'm
We'll
sure.
have a featured special episode, Bozo only.
The Bozo
are you-
fact of the day.
So Erica from Twitter has a would you rather question for us. Would you rather have no one come to your wedding or no one come to your funeral?
Wow,
Now this one
deep.
seems like a layup in the sense that you don't know who's at your funeral because you're dead.
But here's the thing.
Not if I make everyone RSVP before I go.
Okay, okay. No, have they done that? And you're paying attention?
I'm gonna. You
like
better
you're in-
promise me.
Well, you've got to get these cards out now then,
Yeah.
Mike, because you don't know when it's
I mean,
happening. You just want to know if we'll be there.
I'm thinking hospice has a little add-on or something where you can go send out the cards and get the RSVPs. And
You better
maybe
let
it's
me know.
Premium seating? Can you get premium seats?
Oh, pay for the front row?
Son, if you're not there, I will be back.
Dude, assigned seating at funerals? That's the ticket.
Ooh, I want casket side.
How big time are you?
Yeah. Well, see,
you have assigned seating.
that's the point, though, is it's not just a matter of, I won't know that nobody was at my funeral. If nobody is at your funeral.
Did it ever happen?
I'm worried about what happened.
Are you still alive?
I'm worried about what happened before your death. If nobody comes to your funeral, that means one of
probably COVID's real busy right now.
two things, like one of two things. You're either a monster, right? Like
could be.
Those are bad people are those who don't have someone show up to their funeral, or you knew nobody. You had nobody. Nobody loved you. Some random person dies. Nobody even knows you died. So in saying that nobody shows up to my funeral, that means before I get to my funeral, I have a bad way. I have a bad life, or something has gone wrong.
Sure. Like
now,
no one showed up to your wedding?
Well, now, does that mean that my bride also did not?
No
one showed up to my wedding. Okay.
And
the mandatory people are at the wedding.
People elope. There's
they
worse
do.
things in the
people
world.
Choose this, and like I don't know if this happened for you guys, but it certainly happened for me, where the invite list just kept growing and growing, and these were all people that I didn't want to invite. It was like the politics of the wedding, where your father has these friends or these extended family
they'd all be offended if you didn't go.
And we have to invite them all. And I'm like, I don't know those people. I don't care if they're at my wedding, and yet I have to pay for every single one of them to show up.
The amount of tables at my wedding that I did not know. And part of it, of course, is like I have not met my wife's entire family by the time we got married. So she might know people and I might know people that the other doesn't. But there were multiple tables that I don't think either my wife or I knew.
I will say this. There's a trap, too. You invite a lot of people to your wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 10, 15 years later, certain family wants to get together, and you're like, I don't know these people. And then all of a sudden, someone says to you, oh, no, they were at your wedding. And that's a free pass to a hangout. If they were at your wedding, they get a coupon for a hangout.
Well, not only do they get the free coupon, but now you are a jerk because you don't remember them, and they were at your wedding.
Yeah, they remember you.
Stop this madness. Stop it. We need to get these social politic games out of weddings.
I think you're wrong there, Mike.
Why is that?
Because I think the average wedding gift is $50. So,
well, what is the average cost per plate?
$10.
No, it is not.
$30. Who cares? It's a net win. If the average gift is $50, I'm not spending $50 per plate at my wedding. I'm not having this thing at the Ritz-Carlton.
What if you did a little bait and switch? Like you invite people to the wedding and then it's a surprise funeral.
Oh,
that'd
be a real turn of events.
Yeah.
Thank you all for attending. I can't stop thinking about assigned seating for the funeral and I want to do my funeral at Richard Rodgers Theater in New York on Broadway. I want to sell mezzanine tickets.
Okay. That's premium. That's prime seats.
Give some premium tickets out.
Hold on. Jason just found something out.
What in the world?
This better not be Bozo the Clown.
Listen to this Bozo fact. No.
Is this a price per plate?
This is a price per plate.
I told you.
The average, expect to spend an average of $4,075 for a wedding of 66 guests, $62
I told you.
plate. I am now down $12 per present.
Wait, that's just the price of the wedding, though.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? That's still the same, whatever it's costing you.
So you're saying every attendee, you just look at them as a per plate cost all in.
Yes.
Okay. They're just a number to me.
Right.
I don't know them.
But I mean, your wedding, it costs photography and stuff like that. That's why I wasn't
think that number did not. I think that was just food.
Oh man, I'll keep diving.
60 to a plate. On average, I bet you 100 a plate on high end weddings. 40, $50 on low end. 30, $40 on low end. So that makes sense.
No, that is just food and drink.
That's another thing for me is what are these wedding meals that we keep serving where it's like the fanciest of the fancy, where it's like gets to a point where this is food that I don't even want to eat this.
Can we feed
you ever
based
heard
on
of a taco bar?
Yeah, hook it up.
Who doesn't like a taco bar?
No, people actually want that food more often. We did catering style at our wedding. We had this stuff set out. We didn't do per plate service. They went up and you filled your plate.
Yeah, but what kind of food was it?
I don't remember.
Did you have like the roast beef?
I think it was
and
barbecue.
And the good. Good for you. See, I had cheeseburgers and such.
It's a long time ago. Now, can we give the plates based on how important the people are to you? Because then, if you came to the wedding, you know, you didn't really want them there. They just get like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah,
and then they'll
show your ticket. Show your ticket, please.
Or hear me out. Maybe it's a weight per present situation where you put your present on the scale and then you get your grade of meal.
Spits out your food like a vending machine.
Well, at least a ticket to go claim your food and what table you're at. You're going to get poor seating. Now, the only issue I have with this, I'm just spitballing here, as we are known to do. The only issue I have is that the presents I really want are just money, and that's not going to weigh a lot. So I'm gonna. Someone gives me $1,000 in cash. They're still getting a bad printout here.
Can you just charge admission to your wedding? Who's going to not do that? I mean, they have to come.
Interesting.
Actually, that is genius.
And it weeds out the people you don't want to be there.
Absolutely,
it's like a cover charge.
I would pay to go to someone's wedding that I think is very important. If they said, if I had a really close friend to me and they said hey, we're charging.
Well, they do that. It's called a destination wedding.
Sure, exactly, a destination wedding or a cover charge wedding.
Please come to my wedding.
To
$169
pay my
for a
way
ticket
in for someone that matters, and I would not be willing to pay my way in for someone that didn't matter. This is the solution. What was the question?
Would you rather have no one come to your wedding or funeral? Which I'm going to say I'd rather have nobody come to my wedding. Because the most important person at the wedding is going to be the bride, not the people there. Whereas the funeral, a time to reflect. The thought of no one being there would be, I know you'd never know. That's true.
So are you taking the funeral?
I mean, both are great.
That's kind of like saying no legacy, right? Like,
yeah, 100%.
You don't know your legacy, but you'd like to think now that you might have one.
I want
like impact on somebody.
I want 10,000 people at my funeral. That's what is like the goal.
Well, the whole Truman Show audience will be there.
Oh, I mean, they won't be able to fit.
Well, they're paid to be there, though.
That's fine. That is 100% fine by me.
Jason pre-buys a studio audience for it.
I will take the nobody at my wedding and a packed house at the funeral.
Goodness.
Wow. Okay.
Final answer, Mike? I don't think we...
The final answer of the two, both very solid options. I will go no one at the funeral because I want my close friends and family at the wedding.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on. Spitwads, we want to thank Helix Sleep for supporting the show because we like sleep a lot. I like my sleep. I don't like disrupted sleep. I don't like uncomfortable sleep. I don't like waking up and I'm bent into a pretzel and I feel like I slept on a piece of concrete with a concrete pillow. Because a lot of mattresses, look, the older I get, the more I even notice how bad some mattresses can be. And that's why we at Spitballers love Helix Sleep. Because you take this little quiz. It's 2 minutes. It matches your body type and your sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. And it kind of makes sense, right? Some people are tall or short or big or small or whatever the case may be. Maybe you sleep on your side. Maybe you sleep on your back. Different mattresses match different people. So you want a perfect mattress for you. And that's what Helix does. You've got all the different types of people and all the different types of mattresses. You go to helixsleep.com/ballers. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Helix is offering up to $200 off a mattress and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/ballers. That's helixsleep.com/ballers for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows.
That's a great question.
All right. Dalton from Twitter, when does a puppy become a dog? One of our most famous questions on this show is we sort through dilemmas like this. The transition from puppy to dog.
When does a boy become a man?
Whoa.
These age-old questions of when a... So
that's a little different because does a puppy ever become a dog? Because I call my dogs.
Pups?
I call them a puppy forever.
Well, that's stupid.
Like to their face.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I call them barf bags. They don't know
Well, yeah,
what
because
you're
you're
saying.
very mean to your animals.
I love my animals, but they don't speak English.
You
so
love
I
your
do.
animal.
I love my youngest puppy the most. That is correct. Pepper has my heart.
Wait,
and
it
the other
used to
two,
be. It used to be Sugar had your heart.
They replaced.
I mean, the newer model, Andy. We got in a beautiful, wonderful little puppy who can snuggle right up on my neck. Why would I want these big, heavy dogs? I mean, I still love them. I just don't want to have them anymore. the small dog crowd
so
is
can
one.
the small dog ever become a dog, or is it going to be a puppy forever because it's so small?
It will become a dog. I know some elderly small dogs that you could never call a puppy. But I do think size matters. Size factors in here. A large dog stays a puppy longer because it's about behavior, and you see their behavior.
Right.
Like puppy behavior is amplified in large dogs. So to
It's
me,
time for me.
it's 2 years. 2 years for a big dog.
2 years is just my time limit in general.
Okay.
2 years from birth.
Yeah, it's a year and a half for small puppies, though, Andy. You didn't realize that.
Yeah. I'm
a
sorry.
year and a half from
I'm
now
not trusting
feels like
Mr. Barfbag over here. Mike, what do you think?
I think I agree with that, where 2 years seems the mark where you feel like, well, this dog should be old enough to not do terrible things, but then they're dogs. There's always a little bit of puppy in there. Just like I'm nearly 40 years old. Like if you count the number of times that I have gone
Are you
around,
a puppy?
that I've gone around the sun, but no, I'm saying like I don't think of myself like that. I'm like, nah, how old do I feel?
You're in your 20s.
20 something.
Yeah.
Like I don't look at myself outside from the wrinkles, of course, and
Right.
and the gray hair. But you never, or at least I haven't hit the point
Below
where
libido.
I look at myself and I go, that's an old person.
No, I agree. I think
I'm still dumb and still trying to figure things out.
100%. I'm a kid. I will stay a kid for a long time. But specific to the puppy, I would add that they can't poop in the house.
Okay. Well, but a well-trained puppy, like I've not had a problem with my dogs pooping outside.
My point is, if it's whatever,
but I'm a good dog owner.
like
so.
if 2 years comes and they are not housebroken, you still have to call them a puppy.
Okay.
Because you can't have a grown-up dog that's not housebroken. That's still a puppy.
Now, why is it called housebroken when, in fact, they're the ones
Breaking your
like,
house?
they would break the house if they're doing the poops and the pees
Why
inside
is
the
it
house?
called That's a good question.
Like they broke the habit of going in the house?
They've been broken, and now they behave. No, that's
Like
really what it,
like a wild horse?
That's legitimately what it is. Is they have been broken to the point of behaving in the house.
But what if they just but I don't want to break their spirit. I just want them to understand that
what
this is
happens,
our house.
I
We
think
don't
what
poop
happens,
in here.
What happens to a horse? Are the horses' spirits broken and they're sad horses now?
Yeah, wild ones, yeah.
No, they've figured out who's boss, man.
Yeah,
The
it's like
the Spurs taught them.
yeah. I mean, it's like a new pair of shoes. You're breaking them in. You teaching them who's boss. and
Those
then-
are shoes. Those are not that's not a living thing.
pretty close,
breaking
man.
in your
Pretty
shoes?
close.
That's different.
Yeah, no,
This is a precious animal.
dude. My shoes are really nice.
Well,
So-
I mean, look, that's more like breaking in a cow.
can you house break a cow?
If they're leather shoes, you can.
I see what you're saying. You really broke that cow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on here. That we've settled it.
All right.
Shampoo Fully from Patreon, our
Always.
supporters, over at jointhespit.com if you want to support the show. If you could turn any building, stadium, or man-made structure in the world into your home, what would it be? So you can convert any man-made
Okay.
man-made structure or building or stadium.
Okay, I had two things come to mind right off the bat. First was the White House, just because
Yeah, that was the first one to pop.
you
want to
lick that, claim that as your own. It's the
Yeah.
most famous house in the world. I want to live there. But I feel like that's too easy, too obvious.
Sure.
Is
So the next
Disneyland
thing-
an answer?
You could say like the castle. The castle in
Yeah,
Disneyland.
because it's got to be the man-made structure. I thought
That's a lot of
immediately
noise.
It is.
Well, not when it's your house. Get out. Get out. Employees only, because you need to operate my rides. But I was thinking cruise ship. If that was a house, you've got everything you need. You got kitchen. You've got entertainment.
That's a big maintenance fee to run your home.
It is very
in
large.
fact, millions of dollars a month.
That's probably true, but I would enjoy it for as long as I can afford it.
Are you still selling tickets to it, or is this just you and the staff?
No. That's my home. That's my home.
You will need a go-kart to get around your cruise ship.
I get to have a go-kart to go around my house. I think is the better way to word that.
Is there any national monument style, or even like Wonders of the World where you would want them converted to a house? Like, would you want to live in the Eiffel Tower, for example? Or is there things like that fit the bill?
I was thinking about it because I've always romanticized the living in the big city, but you're in the what's
the high rise?
Yeah, but I can't think of the word.
Penthouse?
The penthouse. You're up at the top. You've got this incredible view. You still have a lot of space because you're in the penthouse, but you still live at the very top of a building. Like getting things to that space, like going. I know if you live in a penthouse, you're not doing your own grocery shopping. I understand that.
Nor are you taking the stairs.
Yeah, but it still is like to get we've all done the rush home. Like I got to go to the bathroom. And it's like as you're running in your door, the belt is getting loosened because you're prepared. That is now parking and riding an elevator up 40, 50 stories. Like that's all part of it. I'm saying there is
true.
Definitely an inconvenience
Unless you take a
that
chopper.
comes with sure. You could do a chopper dropper.
So what you're telling me is you need an elevator bathroom.
Well, yeah, you would have to. You'd have to have a small place to go. But just there's inconveniences because I also thought of like the Washington Monument. You're like I live there.
Right.
That would be a pretty cool.
No one lives
Trump
at the
story.
Taj Mahal, right? Like that would be a pretty cool place to live.
That would be awesome. What about
but then you just live with the dead lady.
What about the pyramids? Like I realize it doesn't have the best lighting. Doesn't have the best lighting, but if that was your home,
you could get a skylight in there.
Yeah, I mean it's converted to.
I think that would be very difficult. Like maybe LEDs, but a skylight in the pyramid. That's
never heard of a
tough.
drill. You got a drill? I've always, when you see the pyramids in pictures, they look amazing. Then you see them from the other side, and they are so close to
they're right there.
They're so close to. Have you been there, Mike?
No. But I'm saying I know the pictures you're talking about where
they're people living right next to them.
Society is right next to the pyramids.
I've seen
wild.
movies. They're in the middle of nowhere. I'm
Right.
pretty sure I'm right.
Okay, I mean this is a stadium question comes up again. I mean a stadium's a lot of space, but
yeah. I don't think I'd want to live in a stadium.
Yeah, there's not enough that you get out of that other than having like a field to go. You got
how
a sports
big is
court
too
at home.
big?
I don't know that there's
Like
a
for a mansion, how big is too big for a mansion to where it is too? Not looking at expenses, literally looking at square footage to get someplace. Like you've got to go from this room to that room.
I would not want more than 100,000 square feet. That's too much for me. That's my limit.
Let's
And
say
we
you
can
had
all
to
set it
walk.
where-
You have to walk. You cannot scooter, go-kart. You can't Segway. No rollerblades. You got to walk. How big do you want it to be?
100,000 square feet.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna get
Mike,
my steps in.
Would you hit a limit, Mike?
Certainly, if you have to walk everywhere, I mean,
Like a mall. Do you want to live in a mall?
no. I mean,
And every one of the shops in the mall is a different room of your house.
that would be pretty cool.
Jason's like, yes.
I mean, look, you're not saying anything bad so far.
I mean, we've all watched Dawn of the Dead, and they're all, I know it's zombie stuff, but they live in the mall, and you're like, oh, that seems like that might be kind of cool.
Maybe replace a couple of the escalators with some slides.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That would be great. You wouldn't have to do laundry for a long time. Plenty of clothes there.
Okay. You guys, you want to draft?
Let's go.
Spitwads, it's a new year, and you got your goals, and at the top of your list might be learning a new language. I know my wife literally just talked to me about she wanted to learn a new language. She's like, what is that software you use? It's Babbel. Babbel is what we use. There's a reason why there are more than 10 million subscribers. It's what my wife is using to learn Spanish now, because the whole process, it's addictively fun, it's fast, it's easy. Babbel's teaching you in bite-sized lessons for real-world use. It's not just like, learn this the way high school classes teach it. There's 15-minute lessons. They're made by actual lesson planners, language experts, not just AI pooping out some manufactured lesson plan. These methods have been scientifically proven to be effective, and their speech recognition technology actually helps you improve your pronunciation, your accent, the way that you say it. It comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee, and there's a bunch of ways to learn: podcasts, games, videos, stories, even live classes. So right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use the promo code BALLERS. That's BABBEL.com, promo code BALLERS. Babbel, it's language for life.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting Daredevil activities. I have the 101. There are a number of things that I think are worthy of top picks in this draft, but I have to go with both the one that I think is synonymous with Daredevil activities and the one I would actually do if I didn't have a family. Which, again, it's not crazy risky even with a family. I'm not saying that it's like a 50-50 shot out there, but
Right.
it's too afraid to do it with young kids. But it's skydiving.
Sure.
It's skydiving. Yeah, I think it would be exhilarating. Mike, I know you've done it. Jason, you were saying that's the one you were thinking about?
I knew that as soon as you said, like, it's the 101 that you would actually do. I mean, parachuting, skydiving, it's amazing. And I think that would be one.
There would be a parachute involved in my skydiving for sure.
Yes. There
Probably a few.
That would be one that I would be willing to do. Like, I
Right.
see the appeal of it. I think it is pretty cool. I doubt I ever go out of my way to go skydiving because I'm busy and I don't care enough. So I'll bet I die without having skydove.
Oh.
But
Sad for you.
But I could see myself doing it. So if someone wants to bring me skydiving, feel free.
All right, so that means that Mike is up next.
All
with
right.
his pick.
Mine it's pretty similar to the skydiving, but I think this is more of the feeling of the flying. I don't know the real name, but I always call it the squirrel suit. So you have the flight suit, the wing suit,
Wingsuit. It's
the
a
wingsuit
base jumping. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Where you jump, but then you get to fly just so fast and so far.
That thing's crazy.
And the people, when you watch the videos of like professionals doing it, and they're doing
They're skimming the earth, basically.
Yeah. Well, they're going in like real tight squeezes in between two giant rocks where you're like, it wasn't dangerous enough already that I'm jumping off of a
You know what
cliff.
videos you didn't see?
Yeah. Oh, I've read the history of like the development of these
The
suits,
wingsuit?
and it was like the death rate is outrageous. I think that they've kind of not perfected, but it's a lot safer
More
now
predictable.
than it was. But that to me is like that's the ultimate thrill that for me, because
you're actually flying.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
One
you're
of the-
not falling, you're flying.
One of the things about the base jumpers, like when you see videos, because there's lots of videos of people doing it, is there's always the part of the jump where they reach their hand back and pull the cord for the parachute.
Mm-hmm.
But it does seem like that's a really important pull because it's a low jump, right? So if you miss, like if you reach back,
your margin of error is very small.
you better grab that thing.
I also worry, like, I love that. That's on my list, but I would not have drafted it because I worry that my weight would not work with a wingsuit.
It would work, Jay. It's
You go
physics.
anviling. He goes anviling.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Looking like Wile E. Coyote.
Probably not a big enough wing there. There has to be some level of weight where the wing does not hold it up.
No.
They put him in a bubble filled with helium.
You've seen gigantic jet airplanes.
Yeah, but they're not just falling to the ground and then barely skimming on.
Look, bombers are still planes, man.
All right, I am up. I was really worried when you talked about the feeling of flight, and because I thought you were going to take what would have been my number one pick. This is something I expect I will do before.
Really? Oh, I know what you're doing too.
Oh, is this the thing we were looking at?
It was the thing we were looking at, and I just now realized it is very expensive.
Very.
But you can book it now. You can actually just commercially go online and book it, and I'm talking about a 0G flight.
Wait.
The vomit comet.
As
you're
other
saying to
people call it.
You're saying where they take you up, they take you so fast that you become weightless like you're on outer space.
Yes, exactly. So they have this reconfigured 747 plane that goes up to a certain level and then basically drops and does all these crazy maneuvers that inside you are weightless. You have the experience of being in outer space, and they actually do it a couple different ways where you have the feeling of being in outer space, the feeling of being on Moon's gravity, and feeling of being on Mars' gravity. So it's like really, really fascinating, cool.
What's it set you back?
That.
What's it set you back?
One ticket right now is $8,300.
Wow.
It's for a 5-hour flight, and you get 15 drop skis.
Oh, really?
That's what they call it.
At least it's not one
ski?
single flight. That's interesting.
Yeah, you get a couple, and you get another pick.
Oh, well, look at me back on the clock.
I'm guessing they make you prepay for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess so. Here's one that I find absolutely fascinating. This would be epic, awesome, terrifying, but I can't imagine that there would be any larger thrill in the world, including jumping out of a plane, than experiencing the full, true force of Mother Nature. And I'm talking about storm chasing.
Oh, it's on my list.
Storm chasing.
It is on my list.
You know, just go watch the documentary Twister, and you can understand what these people live through.
Very true to life, yes.
Debris! It's, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine going out.
I'm in on this. I want to do it.
I do too, but I'm too afraid. Like, I would.
It's just, the funny part of storm chasing to me is that you aren't, it just seems like you're in like a micro machine compared to this storm, right? You're in like a pickup truck chasing the storm. You're not fast enough to do anything. If that thing turns your way, you're not driving away from a storm.
100%. You are at the mercy of Mother Nature here, and you're unlike everyone else who is going underground into safety. You're staying above ground and saying, let's go at it.
They should call it storm standing, because you just go find a storm and stand there while you're not getting away. It does seem amazing to watch.
Just, I can't even fathom the breathtaking nature of the force of what you would be witnessing in front of you. And I don't ever want to.
Could I, is it possible, like, is it worthwhile wearing a parachute during that event?
No, you're going to get sucked up into the...
I think that the biggest problem is not necessarily the throw. It's all the crap that's inside the tornado.
No, yeah, I'm not... Jason thinks I'm saying to have the parachute open as the storm hits. No, I'm saying the storm throws you and then you parachute down.
I don't think it's going to get you high enough.
Yeah, it won't work.
Also, Mike, to speak to the shrapnel, a lot of people think that is the most dangerous
is that not?
part. Well, if you watch the documentary Twister,
okay,
they were able to successfully just stay inside as they got all the way to the middle of they held on. Do you remember the end of this?
When they belt themselves to the plumbing because they realized this plumbing is so old that it has to be very deep?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's very secure.
Somehow they were able to go all the way through the tornado
to the eye of the
without
storm?
ever having shrapnel hit them.
That's true.
So
it's a low shrapnel area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you stay low, you're safe.
I'm going to say the shrapnel will kill you.
All right, Mike, you are up.
Is that how we're going? Okay.
Wait, is that wrong?
No. You are right. You are correct.
Okay.
You are correct.
Oh, we're doing it like we always do now?
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
heard.
thrown off by the seating over here, man.
Yeah.
It's playing with my head. All right, for my second pick, so I got the squirrel suit. I'm going to go with another force of nature here. I thought you might be going here because storm chasing's great. It's on my list. I'm going with big wave surfing.
Oh, it's on my list.
Watching what those people do on those waves that are 75, 100 feet up into the air, and then it's just them on a board of wood or whatever, the graphite. I don't know what they make a surfboard out of. And it's just them knowing that you're either getting the largest thrill of a lifetime or you are getting death. Because if you fall,
yeah, you're not making it.
If
through
you
those.
fall, you're done. It's over.
Pretty close to.
So it is it is absolutely insane watching with the skill of these people able to do it, the courage to do it. It looks so awesome.
There are two things while researching for this that when I just watch the thing happening, my heart stops. I can't breathe. I am overwhelmed in my chair by looking at what these human beings are doing, and you see the little speck of a human in between this mountain of a wave. Oh my goodness.
If you want a great documentary on big wave surfing, there's a Netflix one out that came out this year, 100-foot wave.
Okay.
And if you watch it, it basically shows the pioneering of it and how they established the fact you could, get on jet skis and go tow people out, and that changed the game in these different places in the world. There's only a handful of places where these waves develop that are big enough to be drawn out there so that you can maybe die.
That's crazy. So two great documentaries here on
Twister and
a 100-foot wave.
I've been in the ocean and I've been hit by a 2-foot wave.
It can knock you under.
It hurts. It hurts, and it can knock you on your butt and hold you underwater. I can't even imagine.
I have certainly been in waves where I fell, and then I tried to get back up, and the next wave is a little bit bigger, and so it's a little tough.
They're little baby waves.
I still don't understand how I never see the end of the wave. What does this come to at the end? Like, does it just bring you all the way to shore and it dies? Because
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, my next pick might be the other one you're talking about, and there are a couple of unbelievable documentaries on it. I think I finally get it because I've seen them recently. I think I get why people do it, because it seems insane to begin with. But it is free soloing.
Yep.
It is climbing a mountain without ropes or cables, without security, where every bit of your being has to be focused on the next grip and the next climb, and
it's ridiculous.
Your chance of death is certainty. It's just when. It's not even like will. It's just like, what point in your life do you finally die from this? But free solo climbing seems like, if there's a way, I think the reason adrenaline junkies do what they do in general is because of this factor. The factor, your wingsuiting, you have to be perfect. If you are climbing a mountain without cables, you have to be, it puts your body one with nature.
Well, not just one with nature. I feel like
one with nature's camping.
Well, you do this once and you survive. Like nothing else in your life. Everything else is now the most boring thing that could happen, because you have climbed the face of a mountain and knowing that if your hand slips, it's over. Like the game is done. You have lost. So don't do it. Don't do it, because the rest of your life is going to suck.
Yeah, and unlike big wave surfing and the wingsuiting, which both of those are, you make a mistake and you can die. You make a mistake and you do die.
Right.
And they both take athleticism, obviously, but it's not entirely on you. You know what I mean? Like, you've got the wingsuit doing the work. You can't just fly on your own. You got a surfboard. On free soloing, this is you.
Yes.
This is your hand, your arm, your muscles. If you get tired, sorry, you're dead. It's
wild.
insane.
All right, what's your next pick, Andy?
I'm going to go with swimming with sharks. I'm going to go with swimming with sharks. You get to be right in the face of nature greater than you. And this is one that I would do.
Yeah.
What?
I would do this one too.
Wait,
swimming, not both.
Cage?
Yeah, the cage. You're talking about in the cage, right?
Yeah, in the cage if it's like great whites or something like that. And I would do maybe not awesome. The cage. I do not the cage with some not great whites, probably. But with other sharks, if I was with like a trusted guide that took you out there or something,
right?
That seems pretty amazing.
I'm with it, man. The cage, getting to be face to face with a great white shark, That would be incredible.
I would ask to meet the guy who made the cage beforehand. I'd say, could I have a small interview with the man who made?
We
How
can't
long have you
introduce
been welding? How long have you been welding, sir?
We can't introduce you because he
Oh,
was
no.
eaten by a shark.
Oh no! Give me another cage. Maybe a cage within a cage. Have they tried that?
Oh, good
But
one.
How about
But
a
no.
TV screen and I can watch them up close?
No.
I don't think I could do that. I literally think I would have a panic attack. I would die of a heart attack safe from the sharks.
We'll put you in a
Interesting.
cage for some spiders,
I would die of a heart attack safe
and
from the spiders.
they'd get in really easily.
I'm about to die of a heart attack from you talking about spiders.
All right, it's
right.
back to Mike. I took skydiving, free solo climbing, and swimming with sharks. Mike has wingsuit flying and big wave surfing. Jason has zero G flight and storm chasing.
And you'll see a theme here continuing of my just
Little wave surfing.
no, my desire of flight. And it seems like I think that this was like really popular for a time and has since kind of faded away. You guys remember wing walking?
Oh yeah,
No.
where you
Where-
stand on
where,
like
like,
the
they-
old planes.
They're in the old prop planes, and like people would just get out so they could stand on the top of the plane.
That feels like 1940s. Or
It
something.
does, and yet when you think about it, that's some of the craziest crap of all time. You're like, how do I make? I'm not getting enough of rush from this plane. I know I will stand on top of it.
Is that
Yeah,
because
those-
we don't have biplanes everywhere?
Yes,
anymore?
that's why, because that's the only wing walking that exists is on those like propeller
Because the new planes go too fast, probably.
Yes.
go too fast and also aren't open. Like that's part of the help here is that you're already exposed. Most planes you're in a cockpit where I don't know, there's a ceiling and walls and
That's right.
comfy pressurized system.
But
This is
imagine that feeling. Like
Yeah.
that is because when you're standing on it, I imagine you're not really seeing the plane below you, and you could just look forward and pretend like you are actually flying.
well, that
All
plane
right,
would be
I-
dropping refuse below as well.
That.
it would be mine.
Oh, Jason, you get to close out your draft. 2 picks.
All right, 2 picks here. Okay, there's a couple here that I like. I'm gonna go with one somewhat similar to that, Mike. Not nearly as stupid
Okay.
to do, but this is another one I think I would do. I think I would do this, and because it's not that dangerous.
It's just I know what you're going to pick, but you're just like the thing that's at risk is your pride and covering yourself in a bodily function.
maybe I'm just talking about paragliding,
Oh no!
just literally like hang gliding.
wait, you
No,
wouldn't-
wait. So those are separate things, right? There's
Paragliding is when you're pulled by the boat
that's parasailing,
no,
or
that-
parasailing.
yeah.
and then
Wait,
you
what's
went
para-
hang
Is there a
gliding.
difference between paragliding and hang gliding?
Yeah, hang gliding is when you are jumping off of a mountain with one of those big hang gliders.
And you have the triangle.
Parasailing is when you're pulled by a boat with a parachute.
Yeah, I didn't say parasailing. I
So
said
what's-
paragliding.
So what
I don't know if that exists because that would be a parachute.
The main difference between these two sports, paragliding and parasailing, is that paragliders are not attached to a vehicle. Okay, so
So you're just like jumping off a.
That means you're in a you mean hang gliding though. I
I
think.
do mean hang gliding.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
This
Okay.
is- that's
All right,
where I am.
We did it, everybody.
I jumped off a mountain and I'm gliding down.
Hang gliding is on my list.
Yeah, that.
Unfortunately, you selected paragliding, and we're moving on.
Okay, so that's my first one here. And then my last one is one that I don't think I would do. I have already this week made fun of those who do this
Roller skating.
because it is pure.
It's a weird thing.
It's pure insanity that human beings, like, we do some dumb things. We just decide, I want to do this stupid thing.
And we're even more stupider because we're like, well, why are we doing this year? Like, well, because we did it last year and we did it the year before that, so we're going to keep doing it.
And not only is it stupid to do, but let's have this be a fun ticketed mass event. Let's have it be a global sensation, hugely popular. I'm talking about the running of the bulls. You go ahead and run down the streets chased by bulls.
That seems
Because why?
so dumb.
Why would you do this? Why do human beings make it an event where you say, hey, check this out. I'm going to have a bunch of bulls chase you down the street. Oh, awesome. Can I bring my friends? Heck yeah, man. Anyone. You're all welcome. They could kill so many of you.
Wow, that is so stupid.
Yeah, the running of the bulls, I find that.
Why don't we do that with other animals? There's no reason. And if we did,
running with the lions. Go.
The Great Bear Chase each year.
Yeah, it's like, is there a line of just, percentage chance of being mauled to death?
Well, I think because the bull isn't trying to eat you.
That's true.
So if it's a dangerous animal not trying to eat you.
Okay, so it just stampede is fine.
Like running of the elephants.
Oh, that would be terrifying. Oh, my goodness.
I bet you'd watch it on pay-per-view.
Oh, I don't think I would, Andy. I think you're going to see some bad things happen.
You will see some people no longer with us.
Washed.
Okay. Swimming with the hippos? You wouldn't do that one?
Oh, gosh. No, they're trying to eat you.
Yeah, they are monsters.
Mean.
Mike, final pick for you.
All right, my final pick. This one seems to have fallen out of fashion. It burned real bright in the 90s. It was synonymous with extreme and synonymous with extreme games. And it's all about speed. I'm talking about the street luge.
Oh, yeah.
My friends, where if you're not familiar with the street luge because you didn't grow up in the 90s, think about you lay down on a board that has wheels, and then you just go down a mountain as fast as you possibly can.
They're very steep. They are not casual hills.
No, it's a mountain, and you're just laying down.
You know what's funny is we're going to get to the point where we can develop VR technology that's so real.
Sure.
And it will feel like you're doing these things. And that will never make one person that likes doing these do them, because it's not the feeling. It's the fear.
Well, yeah, there's no risk if it's VR.
Yeah. So the street luge, I will close it out with what I thought would be an easy pick along the way. Bungee jumping. I mean, bungee jumping is the synonymous Daredevil activity. It's accessible to so many. I don't know if you've ever seen the funny videos where somebody's bungee jumping, and then right when they jump, their friends are going, wait.
I've seen ones where they like throw a cut cable.
Yes.
Over them. It's just that's mean.
So I will go with bungee jumping
right.
to round out my top 4. I do have some other quick considerations out there.
Oh yeah, let's have the waiver wire wonders here.
The high wire tightrope walking was one of them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had the ice climbing. I don't know if that's different, but climbing ice seems trepidatious.
Seems stupider than a mountain.
Right, because it can fall apart. So did you guys have any scuba diving? I don't know if scuba diving is a Daredevil activity.
They're like, I would count like, I don't know what you call it, like cave.
Deep sea diving or caving?
Like cave. When you go scuba diving in a cave, it's very dangerous.
Yeah,
that's skoolunking.
There's also
Skooblunking?
Skoolunking.
Skoolunking. We got there. There's also the thing where you like dive down to boats, but like no scuba gear. So you're just like,
where they just try and go as deep as they possibly can.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, that's called drowning. Yeah, that's fun.
No, but there's where they hold onto a weight because that's so they can go down as fast as they possibly can.
That's called drowning. The ones I had on my
sea
list:
sleeping,
Formula One driving.
Oh yeah,
okay,
that would
sure.
be gnarly.
Cliff camping, kite surfing.
Oh, kite surfing looks awesome.
It does look awesome. I knew a VC that was an avid kite surfer in San Francisco. I don't know. He might still be. I mean, but this is a dangerous sport. And then the other one that I said took my breath away. I can't watch it. The same as your big wave surfing is speed skiing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. I hadn't seen this until this week. Speed skiing is. It's this insane, like, straight down ski slope. These human beings are going like 250 miles an hour on skis.
But why?
I don't know, but I got into this when I see the angle from behind, I envision myself there, and I think I could never attempt. I could never, ever, ever attempt to go down something that steep.
I can't handle like a bunny hill.
Yeah, me either.
All right. Well, let's figure out what we learned.
What did we learn today?
I learned that David Arquette bought the rights to Bozo the Clown. I mean, that's amazing.
I was gonna say I learned we don't really need clowns anymore. We're done.
And I've learned. We've already known it. Just that we humans do really stupid things.
Yeah, they do. What about clowns out walking on the wings of airplanes? I think that might be the next big thing.
I think that might have happened. Like almost similar to a rodeo clown, like a clown at the air show, doing some wing
rodeo
walking.
Clowns are cool. There we go. We found a good, acceptable clown. If you're gonna be a clown, go run
rodeo
from the bulls.
That's going to do it
fits.
for today's episode of the Spitballers podcast. Make sure you tell a friend about the show, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.